This is how most people make tea. And sure, you can do it like that. It's perfectly fine. But if you want to try something a little different and brew tea the traditional Chinese way, come, sit down and have a cup of tea with us. This is a brewing style called gongfucha. Gongfu means skill and effort, and cha means tea. It's a tea brewing ritual from Fujian that has been around as early as the 14th century. And there are many styles and ways to do it. But let's keep it simple. This is a basic setup. Tea, a gaiwan, a gongdao cup, an empty bowl, teacups, and a kettle. You want to warm everything up first by rinsing them with hot water. But before we get started, the most important part of this whole process is the tea. Ideally, you want loose leaf, single origin tea. No tea bags and no flour-infused blends, please. The leaves and tea bags are inferior in quality, and because the leaves are crushed, the flavor is released all at once. The benefit of using whole tea leaves is that the flavor will come out slowly, and you can make more brews. Generally speaking, there are 6 types of tea. Today, I'm going to go with oolong tea from Taiwan. I'm putting in around 5 grams. This is a gaiwan. It'll be used for brewing, not for drinking. Put some tea in your gaiwan. Now brew some water and pour it in. Okay, let's continue. Tilt the cap, lift up a pinky, and pour the tea into this. This is called a gongdao cup. This is used to portion out the tea. Then fill the teacups and pour everything into the empty bowl. You do not drink this first round. You're just warming up the tea set and washing the leaves of dust and other impurities. Next, take this opportunity to smell the tea and enjoy its aroma. Okay, now we repeat the steps. Pour hot water in and wait. You can cheat by opening up the lid and looking at the color of the tea. When it's done, tilt the lid and pour the liquid into the gongdao cup. Notice that I'm always pouring towards me and that the equipment is a comfortable distance. Don't do it like this or this. Then pour into the teacups, making sure the spout is angled towards your body. This is done out of politeness. Drink, then repeat up to 4 times. So how hot should the water be? Teas that are lighter, like green tea, should be brewed at 80 to 85 degrees Celsius. Tea that are darker and more fermented require a water temperature that reaches boiling at 100 degrees Celsius. Today, with oolong tea, I'm working with 85 degrees Celsius. For lighter teas, you can use a gaiwan. The gaiwan's advantage is that you can see the color of the tea easily. But if the water temperature is too hot, it can be difficult to hold. For darker teas that need a higher temperature, use a teapot. A teapot is good at trapping in heat, and the handle makes for easy holding. If you're using a teapot, the process is more or less the same. Pour in water, cover, wait. Pour the tea into the gongdao cup. This should be one fluid movement. Portion out into the teacups and enjoy. Now that you know the basics, here are some tips. The number of times you can brew really depends on how much tea you are brewing and what type of tea you are using. But generally, you can get up to 4 brews. With that said, adjust your brewing time every time you brew. Tea leaves wear out, so the more brews you make, the longer you have to wait. Again, there is a lot of material out there about the ideal temperature and tea to water ratio. But don't get caught up in all of that. Experiment or keep a notebook with your ideal ratios. For many people, this tea pouring ritual is a type of meditation. And for others, it's just a fun way to enjoy tea. So give it a try. And hey, if this isn't your cup of tea, this will always do. So here's a fun fact. All teas, whether green, black, or white, come from this plant, Camellia sinensis. it's how the leaves are processed that makes all the difference. We made an entire video about this. Check out the link below for more. Thanks for watching.